Tonight, we're kicking off season 2, giving your artists new. Let's give it up for our BGS co-host, Miss Britt Hall.
Yes. I'm so happy to be here with y'all. Season 2 about to be lit.
So lit. I'm excited to have you too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited for them to see what you bring, and you fit right in. I love that you have your own energy. We don't all gotta agree, and you still hold your own. So
for sure.
It's so refreshing.
New fresh face.
It's time.
Since it's time, let's get right into these comments to find out if people would rather protect the bag or whoop that ass when it comes to self-respect. Now, ladies, we all know how important it is to secure the bag, but every now and then, life will test that ass, and someone just might have to catch these hands. So, ladies, have you ever been in an altercation that could have compromised your paycheck?
2 things I've learned is, one, when I go out with my brothers too, so they read the room first.
Period.
But second of all, I'm gonna go get my check and my lightweight gonna handle you. So when I get out of here, I got the money to make sure squad is straight when they beat that ass. Because you're not gonna disrespect me.
I'm going out with your brothers. I'm going out with your brothers.
They're gonna handle it. So that's how I feel about that.
I'm gonna choose respect over money any day.
Right.
I understand protect the bag, but sometimes especially in my younger ages, you know, even still now, I still up. But I feel like you gotta think about it. Like, you know, every reaction don't gotta be physical.
Right.
I can still get you back in a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With success. It may be however I get you back.
Right.
You
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
one-up you.
But,
You'll
you
see.
know, I think that comes with maturity. I'm mature and I'm growing now.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like there are different ways to get people back. So before this, I did work a 9 to 5. And at my job, it was very diverse, you know? And I remember I was saying something to my homegirl. We might have been just chit-chatting at the water cooler type stuff. And I was like, oh my God. And this girl of another race didn't like the fact that I used God. She said I used God's name in vain.
Okay.
And she was like, that's my God. You don't use my God's name in vain. And I was like, well, last time I checked, I thought he was all our God. And she was really...
Not y'all fighting over Jesus.
Right.
You better.
But she used to say from that moment on, like, I was like, okay, whatever, girl. Like, you do it too much. But after that, she used to, like, say little slick things to me all the time. So what I did was start taking a note of it, emailing my supervisor, emailing HR, just saying, hey, it's not that big right now, but I just want to keep a record of everything that's going on. So if it does escalate, we have a paper trail of the fact that I've been
super important.
And I think that's really important. So I gotta ask y'all, like, where do you draw the line between being professional and professional behavior and standing up for yourself?
For me, it's if somebody puts their hands on me. If you touch me, we can't come back from that. You have started something that I'm gonna try to finish now. Cause like, what are you putting your hands on me? I don't think you should violate anyone's personal space.
For sure.
So once that happens, it's out of the job. HR can't help you or me, we're done. Let me go.
But also, if you keep picking, you DMing me saying little shit, or you just nagging, because it takes me a minute to get there. So then when I do, you can't tell me how to react, because a lot of people like to throw stones and hide their hand, act like nothing happened. And then, you know, you can't tell me how to react. I'm going to think about it. I got a good team around me. They're going to help me, Jesus. I'm going to pray for you.
Roots Picnic, you're on the lineup. How you feeling about that? That's exciting. That's huge.
So I actually just found out that the Roots Picnic was a really big thing. Shout out to my agency, WME.
Come on, agency.
So I'm excited. Of course, I'm always excited when me and the City Girls performing together.
It's going to be lit.
You know, my sister. So, but when I was looking at the lineup, I was like, what I'm doing on here? It was like Diddy and Lauryn Hill and all that. So I was like, oh, this is a big thing.
So I gotta ask you, like, you did start off as the City Girls makeup artist, but now you doing huge things. Do you feel like this was always your destiny and your purpose, or do you feel like social media kind of thrusted you into it and you was like, let me run with it for the money and the fame?
I would say a little of both.
Okay.
Because I've always been popping. Like, even before I was famous, I was always somebody that everybody wanted to hang around.
You been the
everybody used my lingo. Everybody always thought I was funny. I just have an attracting personality.
Yeah, you do.
So I've always kind of been who I am. So that's why when, like, my family members and people from back home be like, you still the same. Like, you always been like this. Of course, once social media came, started getting bigger, and I was just doing, you know, City Girls makeup only when they would come to, like, North Florida, and that's just being around each other and just me showing my personality and my presence on the internet. And I started playing around with just freestyling. And I was like, let me just play around, like, I ain't got nothing to do, I'm just doing makeup. Once I seen, like, the buzz that was created when I did my first freestyle to Tatiana, people, and I was living in Tallahassee at the time, they started saying, man, come do your song at the club. Like,
That's
I was like, huh? They was like, yeah, that song hard. So I was like, little DJ started playing, and the city was like, you know, liking the music. So I was like, well, let me just try something.
Yeah.
And that's when I did my first song, Walk 'Em Like a Dog. I released it July 4th, 2019. And it did 1 million plays in a week.
That's crazy.
And so at that point, you know, I was just thinking about my coin.
Period. You like
I was
money.
like, oh, let me do me a little song. I could go to little club.
Go shop. Yeah.
Hey, I want a little $1,000. I could do my song. Give me some little Hennessy or something.
Did you grow up like doing music before that? Like, were you ever in a church
No.
choir or the band?
I mean, yeah, like, you know, going to church. I was in church, you know, my mom and stuff, but I never grew up writing no poetry, writing writing raps, nothing. My daddy used to rap when I was a kid, and like, so that's why now I kind of look like maybe like it was a gift from him.
But you say you grew up in the church. Was your mom a pastor?
My mom is a pastor now.
Okay.
Growing up, she wasn't a pastor when I was a child, but she just, you know, kept me and my siblings in church.
So how was that, like, you know, growing up in the traditional, because I come from the South too, and you know, Southern church can be very judgmental or, you know, traditional ways of thinking. Do you feel like you faced any backlash or support from your mom being a pastor or even the church congregation when you came out and was like, I'm Saucy Santana, I'm loud and I'm proud?
Me and my mom, like, had a lot of beef when I first came out. And so she just didn't know. I think my mom didn't know what was what. She was like, I don't know if you finna be transgender, because I've been dressing feminine since I was 17.
Okay.
When I was like 17, that's when I started getting my nails done, wearing makeup, buying my girl clothes. By the time I turned 18, I had like a little month or two where I thought I wanted to be trans. That was short-lived. I didn't. It's too much work. And so it was just, I think my mom did. She was like, I don't know. She was like, I don't know where he going, what he doing with it. I moved from place to place. And my grandma was like, oh my God, this is too much. Like, everybody was just shook up. And it really wasn't until my mom had gave her life to Christ all the way and really just became a pastor that was able to help her love her child just as a person,
Right.
just as a human.
We love all that, and we love that you're yourself and you're true to yourself. That's super important.
You know, I gotta wake it up for the people, get the people what they want.
Wake it up, girl.
We saw you in the shade room, you know, babe pictures with you and Zell swag, you know. We saw the flowers.
Yeah, he did.
You know, tell us what's big, sweetie.
I think with me and him, we just cool.
You doing wifely duties already or not?
You know, it gets cute. It gets cute, but you know, I'm still like, you know, nothing is confirmed. He's cool. You know, I'm cool.
I like that. I'm having fun right now.
Until people prove you gotta vet it out, you know?
Yeah. For real.
Gotta, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's why it's like, one thing about the internet there, they gonna take something and they gonna be like, oh, this is what it is.
They can't wait.
Yeah.
So now y'all really be getting me in trouble.
Because you got other, you
I
know.
don't know if I had another son in the basket.
The basket.
So now, but you know, Zell is cool. He's really sweet.
Okay.
He's really sweet. He's not like you think on TV.
Okay.
So what we've seen, like for so many years and stuff, like on TV, you know, and that's TV. TV comes with drama and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I can say that he is a different person from, you know, what you would assume off of Love and Hip Hop.
I actually know him through you though. I never seen the.
Oh, you never seen him on Love and Hip
No,
Hop?
I just know him through you.
On.
Oh, well, you know, nine times out of 10 when I you know, am involved with somebody,
Yeah.
you know, I'm
What's up, guys? Thank y'all so much for sitting down with Black Girl Stuff and Revolt TV. We are so excited to be sitting with the legends themselves, New Edition.
Yes. Yes, please, let's do that.
All right, we're going to jump right in because you guys are true legends. 40 years in the game to be exact. What tips can y'all give us on staying relevant and what can we expect from this new tour?
I would just say be original. A lot of times, you know, a lot of music you see today are just copies of the same thing over and over again. But I think for us, you know, we grew up in a time where, you know, it wasn't social media, it wasn't even cable television. So the groups and the artists that inspired us, you know, like the Temptations, Marvin Gaye, Jacksons, and all that, they're not really around anymore. So I would just say look for some inspiration that can complement what you have already, you know, and then just make it your own.
Well, we all know that drama sells. Do you feel like when you look back that y'all were pitted against each other? And if so, do y'all feel like it was for a monetary gain?
Nah, we ain't never implement problems. We just hurdled them. You know, like we not like a TV show group. We friends. Yeah. We met in the bricks and sleep over each other's cribs when we can.
Those that could.
Those who could, right. You know, singing in groups together and everything. So when you look at us, like, we're the epitome of a dream come true. You know what I mean? Like, our projects ain't been in movies and TVs a lot, so you can't really see what we was faced with. That even got us to be a group, or for Bob to tell us we could be on Soul Train. We were just dreaming being kids, so the last thing we wanted to do was to be put against each other. Right. You know, but we was young, so even when we was fighting each other, we from the projects. You fight your own brother in the projects. Yeah, but that makes sure we ain't have no weak link too. Your knuckle game had to be right. So the good thing about it is that we get to show the next generation that it's bigger than one record. You could go 5 years, 10, take your time, check on your brother, and get to 40. Because you could never tell us when we was little, we be here 40 years. You know, it was just unthinkable, but I love you. I love you.
I love you. I love you. Man, I love you.
How have you guys maintained your brotherhood for so long? I know you kind of answered that question, but I still want to dig deeper because I feel like a lot of guys, you know, a lot can come between in that time.
I think just having that brotherhood, lots of prayer, us all believing in, you know, one God, has kept us solid with each other. We've had our ups and downs, but, you know, ups and downs only made us stronger because we are brothers.
Right.
How did you guys, or what did that look like to being there for your brother and, like, either holding him accountable or checking in mentally?
At times it was being in one of the boroughs of New York under the train track with somebody pushing somebody out the car because, you know, you wanted space. It was 5 of us in the backseat of a car. Everyone's jockeying for their space, right? Yeah. And their love and their position. And then you're put into this music industry, a man's world, right? And we're trying to figure this out as kids, you know? I think at times just giving each other space and to breathe, and that really led to us being able to allow people to see the depth of the group. But, you know, just think if Bob wasn't pushed out the car to a certain extent, or if he just didn't want to kick his way out of the car, we wouldn't have got Don't Be Cruel, right? Yeah. And the King of Stage and Prerogative. Just think if we didn't pull Johnny in our group at a time where he was, you know, looking to figure out how to allow his voice to be seen by the masses, an amazing voice, right? Right. Just think if we didn't follow our leader from the start, Ralph Tresvant, right? Just looking into his eyes and understanding how to move your hands in the video and all that, right? Like at times, like we all, you know, took the lead, and with myself and Mike with Rick, you know, our leader as far as Belle Biv DeVoe and understanding his swagger, and even Mike as the businessman, you know, of this group initially finding out like, yo, what? You mean to tell me on the back of an album cover, this number, like we're not making this money? Like, hold on, we gotta rearrange this thing in a way where now we're paying attention. And all of that has led to, like Bobby said earlier, all of us being an even more stronger and cohesive unit. And now we're maturer, so we understand how to communicate with each other. We didn't understand that back in the day, and that's what pushed us away.
RD brought something to the table that, again, just what he's doing now, summing this up. He was the piece that we were missing when we were coming out the projects. You know, we weren't there every day with him, but watching his work ethics, watching him stretch into making us think like Mike thinks. Like, we gotta think bigger than just music. And the brotherhood overall comes from us just leaning on watching each other become successful individually. You know, then we get a chance to sit back and know how to fine tune yourself. That's right. You know what I mean? That's what I was saying. But RD, that's the glue to all of this, man. Yeah. He was the middle piece that we all lean on when we need to figure out, Ron, what am I doing wrong? So how do I keep myself involved in this in a way where, you know, I don't just completely jump out the car and stand around. Ron was always that centerpiece that kept it neutral.
When you look at the different entities in this group and what we've created collectively and individually, that has brought us to this place where we're all identifiable.
Yeah.
collectively and individually.
Yeah, that's special.
Y'all got timeless music. What would we do without y'all?
Right.